So if you want to prosper, then you must understand this. God is not the author of confusion. You are. God did not create this confusion. We created this confusion with our own thoughts, our own minds, and thinking that we could do things a better way, thinking we could do things outside of the truth, thinking we could do things fast. Anything that you want to get that's fast, it's probably not going to last long. So let me help you understand where the confusion shows up. The confusion shows up in people. You see, there are people in your life who don't belong. There are people in your life who you met a long time ago, and that was just for a season or a reason. But you have decided to make these people be a part of your life for a lifetime, and they are causing confusion. I want you to start to look at your life like a theatrical production that it can become. You get to write the script with God's vision and with God's divine timing. You get to dictate what you want your life to be. So in this theatrical production, there are people who need to be in the balcony. That's right. There are some folks who need to be in the balcony. Now, in the balcony, you can't see them, but they can still see you shine. They're way up there in the nosebleed seats. And every time you make a move, every time you make a prosperity statement, every time you gain a win, every time you achieve one of your goals, they can see you way up there. But you cannot see them, and you don't need to see them because they are a distraction. They are a reminder. They cultivate reactions. You may have post-traumatic stress syndrome when you see these people. You might get irritated, nervous, upset. You become angry. You get anxious. Those people need to be in the balcony. Let them see you shine. You don't have to get mad at them. You don't have to say, well, I'm putting you in the balcony. Don't make an announcement. That's not cool. Anybody who's talking about calling you, well, I'm not your friend, baby, hang up the phone because that is ignorant and it is also immature. You don't have to say a word. See, prosperity is about flowing. Prosperity is about being cool. And you don't have to say what you're going to do or how you're going to cut somebody off in order for it to happen. Just do it. And don't do it with bad energy. Don't do it. Don't go calling, telling a whole bunch of people. Now, you might want to pray. You might want to talk to God about it. You might want to journal and write about it. But don't make a big announcement. Now, the second set of people, so some people need to go in the balcony, all right? The second set of people don't get a ticket at all, okay? There are some folks in your life who have caused you stress, strain, anguish, some that you have probably downright wanted to take out. You know how your parents tell you, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out, right? There are some people in your life like that, and you don't need to give them a ticket at all. Cut them off. How do you cut them off? No communication, period. And once again, prosperity requires an energy that is easy, that is flowing. There are people that I know that I see them today or walking down the street. I just keep on walking. There is no energy at all. I don't get mad. I don't get happy. I don't get sad. It just is what it is. There is no energy there. There is no ticket to my life. You don't get a seat in the front row, the middle row, the back row, the balcony. You are not in the building. So you need to be able to define these people, and you need the strength to cut them off. The last group of people are going to be in the front row. Okay. These are the people who are down for you. They are the ride or dies. You know, I got the ride or die fever for most people in my life, but unless you break a law, okay? Now, if you break a law, you're on your own. Do not call Lynn Richardson and don't think I'm about to start lying for you, okay? So I'm your ride or die. I'm there with you. As long as you are doing what is legal and right and ethical and moral, then I'm on your team. So you need those people. You need to know who those cheerleaders are. It might be your grandma. Grandma B was one of my biggest front row seat, but until I got on the Steve Harvey show and started going on TV, she gonna tell one of my aunties, yeah, Lynn, I got so sophisticated. I just figured Grandma B just didn't really like me being all high and glamorous. As a matter of fact, in her last days, she didn't recognize me if I was all made up. I had to come to her place where she lived in the assisted living facility, and I had to come with my plain face, wig off, you know, all of that other kind of stuff. But nonetheless, she always was and she always will be. Rest in peace, Grandma B. She will always be in my front seat. My husband is in my front seat, is in the front seat. My children are in the front seat. Some of my business partners and friends are in the front seat. Who's in the front row seat of your life? That's who you give your attention to. These people might be your why. Might be the people who give you a reason to wake up every day, to thrive, to grow. These are the people who are cooperating. These are the people who are cheering. These are the people who are supporting you. These are the people when I needed to get to Russell Simmons' event for the first time with Dr. Benjamin Chavis and Felicia Butterfield, my godmother in the front seat. I didn't have any money. I was bankrupt. The economy had crashed in 2008. And guess what? She gave me a credit card and let me charge everything I needed. My red carpet dress, my plane ticket, my hotel. That's the front seat. And she is still riding with me today. Who's in your front seat? Some of those people, you may not talk to them every day. You see, in order for somebody to be in your front seat, they got to be cool. Remember, I said prosperity is about flowing. It is about being cool. It is about submission. I don't talk to these people every day. I don't talk to these people every week. Sometimes I don't talk to some of these people who are in the front row of my life. I may not talk to them for a month, a year, a half a year. And guess what? When we speak again, it's like no time has ever passed. We pick up right where we left off. They're not saying, well, I haven't heard from you. I know you haven't heard from me because I wouldn't participate in anything. Don't you hate when somebody call you and say, I haven't heard from you? Don't you know that I know that you haven't heard from me? Because if you had heard from me, I would have been there to know it. So I don't need you to tell me. You see, all of that is the balcony. Those are the balcony people. They might not get a ticket at all. Let me help you understand something about people. When people show you who they are, believe them. If it looks like a dog, if it barks like a dog, it's a dog. Stop trying to make it a cat. Stop trying to make it a fish. Stop trying to make it something else. When people show you who they are, believe them. God is not the author of confusion. You are. And you're going to have confusion in your life if you do not learn how to put people in the right seat in the theatrical production of your life. The next place where you're going to have confusion is other people's problems. Other people's problems. Let me help you understand something. We have chosen to survive beyond 2020. That means it is time to thrive. So if you have people in your life and you chit-chatting on the phone or on Zoom or you talking to them FaceTime and they still talking to you about the same problems that they had before the pandemic, and now it is almost at the end, the middle, we don't know if there's a second wave coming or whatever, but the whole point is we made it out of 2020 and they still talking about the problems they had in 2016. They still talking about the problems they had in 2014. They still talking about the problems that they had in 1962. Let me help you understand something. Misery loves company. And some people are intrigued by their own problems. Some people live on their own problems. Some people thrive on their own problems. Some people get nourished and fed and motivated by their own problems, because some people take a problem and they turn it into an attention grabber. So they say to themselves, if I could talk about how my man left me, if I could talk about how this person did me wrong, if I could talk about my problem, if I could talk about how they laid me off, if I could just keep talking about that, I'll have an audience. You see, these people are too afraid to move. They're too afraid to get to the next level. They are too afraid to do what it takes to put themselves in a position where that pain no longer impacts their lives. And so now they invite you to the pain. Let me help you understand something. Jesus died on a Friday and rose on a Sunday. So I tell everybody, you got 3 days, okay? Now, on that first day, you can cry. You can get some ice cream. You can go eat some pizza. Heck, you can eat the whole refrigerator if you want to. You can snuffle, sneeze. You can call me. Now, if we go out to eat, it's going to be a business meal, okay? Because I'm trying to try to figure out how we going to, in a business manner, resolve your issues so I can write that off. But the whole point is, on that first day, you get to cry. On the second day, okay, now you need to start coming back to life. But on the third day, you need to rise. I'm not going to deal with your same problem from 6 months ago, from 2 years ago. Now, of course, if it's something that is major, if it's someone in your life that has a life-threatening illness or something like that, of course you maintain that. During Grandma B's last days, we had to make sure she was make sure she was taken care of. But you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about other people's problems. Your homegirl, your friend, your cousin, your sister still calling you, talking about her baby daddy. Keep leaving and coming back. As my friend MJ Harris says, he can't come back to a closed door. Why you keep opening the door? Why you keep letting somebody who means you no good, who thinks nothing of you, who leaves you high and dry, why you keep letting them come back in your life? Are you sick and tired of always being broke, living check to 2 o'clock? That's when you get paid at 8 a.m. and by 2 p.m. the money's gone. Are you tired of praying for a breakthrough, and when the breakthrough comes, you're in a bad situation or even worse than the one you were in before? Well, guess what? I've been there and I've done that, and I overcame, and so can you. In my class, How to End Your Battle with Money for Good. You see, I have had foreclosure, multiple bankruptcies. I was making $20, $30, $40, $60, $80,000 a month, not a year, and I always found a way to be broke. So I had to learn the rules of the game, and then I had to play the game by the rules. And that's what I'm going to teach you how to do. I'm going to teach you how to set boundaries, overcome those spending cycles, and finally live the financially free life that you dream of. Do you want to improve your credit score? Do you want to buy a home? Do you want to help take care of your parents? Do you want to do something special for your kids without always worrying about money? How to end your battle with money for good. I'll see you in class. You need help? Go to AskLynn.org.